This game. This game. Oh, hold on here. Why is my phone doing whatever it wants to do? Get out of here. Quiet. Can't have that content on my content. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, while this loads up, I'm gonna check something real quick. To be fair, I did bring everything from normal. Into Ultra. They call it Ultra. They call it Ultra, but they really just, like, increased the resistance by, like, I don't know, 30%. And took away the health bars. That's basically all that they've done. Nothing else is different. Oh, and they can see you a little bit better. Like, obviously I don't have my sneak gear on, but you can see here. He already sees me. But, like, how I was running around killing animals right in front of each other. You can't do that here. Oh, and picking health. So when I pick health up off the ground, I only get half the pick now. But we have, this, which gives us health recovery over time, so we don't necessarily need to pick any flowers. So again, it's not that hardcore. If anything, I'm like, and once you get established with some of this gear, if you decide to go into Ultra naked, it's basically going to end up being this gameplay. I would suggest you go up north first, get what you need to get out of the way, and then come back down and finish. You may need to do a little bit of leveling prior to going up. I'm pretty sure it's like level 30 and 40 in here. You can jog to the top of the map to get that weapon upgrade. Is what I did. I ran up there when I was like level 25 or 30. Definitely do the quest line in here to get that piece of gear. So. And again, I don't even know if I need to be cleaning these bandit camps out anymore. I think if I can take on if I can take on 2 of these things, then I can sure as hell take on a bandit camp. It's not that difficult. I think I'm just gonna push content for now. And then if that's the case, if you're gonna make me run up here, I'm just gonna mount up then.
Not a bad selection. I'll put those to use. Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting. We'll talk later.
Wait! Damn him.
Days until Diablo 2 comes out.
Change of plan!
That'll be fun. did the other time. Like, all of the methods that I did in normal will work in ultra. So you would just pull them to this point and fight them at this point. This is your safe spot. Right, bring the Ravengers over. Knock the guns off. Pick up the guns. Kill the Ravengers.
Here they come.
Oh shit, you move fast. What are you looking at? Oh, these guys aren't corrupted. So they're actually fighting. So they're actually helping. They catch on
Snow's got a bite out here.
Yeah, welcome to northern Saskatchewan. Didn't even have to use the whole clip. Close fire is tasty. Can we pop the gun off this one? We might be able to pop the gun off this one. I'm gonna test that. Okay, I got 3 on. Fully extended. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So as long as I don't burn it to death.
They're scanning for me.
Let them scan. A presents for everybody. Yeah. Everything that I did in normal works just fine. Who shot? We're out of the corrupted zone? Yeah, we're out of the corrupted zone.
Watchers. Acting as guards. The Eclipse of corrupted machines. Cooperating. Unhappy family. Ah! Danger, I just ripped up your team. You're hiding in the corner. God, did you eat my cow? Did you eat my fucking cow? So sad. 40 left. Try me now. Forget about traveling light.
You telling me I could have brought these in here?
All these ruins.
Yo,
What did the old ones do here?
you're about to find out, Chicky. You're about to find out. Ready to rip this team up?
She's coming for us!
An explosion. Might prove a challenge. Now they're hunting me.
No! Here!
Definitely not scratched.
From where? Oh, come on. I don't see you. It's because you know. It's because you know.
We found a destroyer next to that frostbitten tower. That's not gonna come free of its without a struggle.
How do you go?
Shadow guide me.
Full health.
It's heavy. World's going white.
Wait, what? No, I'm gonna go this way. I think we're at the big beast now. You know what? You know where I like to find rats? I know this is totally off topic, but I like to find not in places like this, but if you go into the caves, the ruins, there's usually tons of rats in there. If you were ever looking for tiny meats. You can get them by the river while you're collecting fish, but they're not as prolific as they are in the caves. That's just my little random ADHD note for now. Why is it that you... Oh, okay. But you do though. You give me all the shitty stuff first and you leave all the best stuff behind. Gonna save all my gems just to see how many boxes I can scoop up. Not that I need them. You're typically gonna find these when you do the bandit camps, because these come from people. I'm pretty sure these come from people. No, this comes from a scrapper. Comes from a scrapper. I don't. again, I didn't find these useful in normal. I did get about 25 of them and then turn around and spend 25 of them on 25 gems on a couple of these. But I also got rid of like 2-3 pages worth, 4 pages or whatever. Like I got rid of, because I wanted to see what was inside of them and if they were going to be worth it. I don't seem to have an issue with picking things. You may find that if you wanted to speed this up for whatever reason, you could potentially pull from the treasures to supplement what you are missing. So in short, instead of picking up sticks off the ground, I would hope that my treasures would give them to me. But then you'd have to deal with a chaotic system, because not every treasure box is going to give you that. But as I've opened them up, you'll note that a lot of them seem to have, it's not necessarily a pattern per se. Oops, that's not one of them. These are from drops. These are from killing animals or killing the machines. And I haven't taken anything from these ones. I've just opened them up to have a look. So there is the potential. But it just depends on how... I guess it depends on how... Well, it's gonna depend on a couple factors. It's gonna depend on how well your aim is, because that's gonna depict how many arrows land. So if you're landing more arrows, then you're doing more damage. You're using less arrows. But if you can't land a shot, then you're gonna be losing. You're gonna be losing out on these things. Now, I think this is. I think what I have right now. And again, I haven't used any chill water, and I haven't used any sparks. So that's basically where the money is coming from. Right? I come in here and I say, okay, I've got more than 2 rows of sparks, or I'm sneaking up on more than 2 rows of sparks. Let's sell a stack. I'll do that with wire too, but I don't. But because I use wire with arrows, I try not to sell this stuff as often as I sell the other stuff. So when we come into crafting, the precision arrows, and I'm starting to note that I'm using less and less precision arrows now. I used to supplement precision arrows for fire because I didn't really see, when I played, I didn't have this fancy gear. This is fancy, this is fancy. I didn't have that. And I probably was just running with blues. But I've got all purples because I figured out how to get purples too. This thing shreds everything. This is the thing that I shoot fire with. And if I want to shoot broadheads, then I turn around and use this because it's faster. I get more draws per second with this than I do with this. This is basically this, and this is 2 times slower than this. So the only time I use this is when I'm ripping guns off of things. And it's almost to the point where this thing is inconvenient, and I'm thinking of going back to this. I don't know. It seems. haven't used this. I haven't used this. Apparently, corrosive damage does fuck up robots. Regular robots. It's not gonna mess up. I don't think it's gonna mess up corrupted robots, because they're already eking this shit out. But I have a better bow, right? Going back to my fire. If I can hit something with fire, I'm still melting it. Even at quote unquote ultra levels, I'm melting most things. It's just getting past that resistance point, and then I'm dealing with the same amount of health as I was when I was playing normal. I just don't get to see it, right? But because I went from normal to ultra, I know, okay, if I burn this thing twice, it's gonna die. Now, I haven't played too much with the corruptors, but I think that was like 4 times I had to set that thing on fire. But I think it felt longer because the resistance was higher. It was going back in normal. I could, it's like everything is halved in normal. So what used to take 1 arrow now takes 2, and so on and so forth. So I think that's why there's just a little bit more pissing around in that regard. I changed up my slingshots. I was using this heavy when I first started, but that's because I didn't have these abilities. Where are they? The silent strike. Where's silent strike? I wasn't really like I wasn't really thinking when I first started to play. So it was nice to kind of be able to shock everything and put it down and then get my R1 in. I was playing heavy with the R1, which is silent strike. But things aren't being electrocuted now. Like electrocution is useless at this point in time. I would need to get this up to at least a 200 for it to do anything. Right? Because I'm basing those numbers off of like I do with this one. My slingshot, I think it's like 300 damage with my slingshot. Okay, 230, 239. 239 with the slingshot, right? And I was getting decent damage off of that in normal, so I was seeing how much I was actually doing. So this is a decent weapon to have. And then sticky bombs. As long as I stick it onto you, you're cooked, right? The proximities work nice when you're being chased by something in like a circular motion. So when I was in the city and I had to fight the boss in that tight area, it's nice. You can drop down a proximity mine on the ground and you can force him to walk around over top of the proximity mine while you're doing other things to him, right? So you're catching, initial is to catch it on fire, and once I've caught it on fire, then I can go to my heavy damage, which will be my precision or my broadheads, most likely my broadheads. The reason I say broadheads is because I can get in like four or 5 shots if I'm lucky, and I'm hoping that at least 2 of those are landing in like a critical zone. Because keep in mind, I don't draw when I'm using my regular short bow. I don't draw all the. You'll notice I miss lots of shots, but that's because I don't fully draw the bow all the way back. I'm hoping for that reticle to shrink in to the point where I'm going to hit at least something. But I'm also jumping at the same time. So I'm jumping, I'm now using my R3 and L3 to kind of control where I'm looking. So I'm doing 3 things at once while I'm shooting. All for the sake of not standing still and getting that free slow time thing. right? Instead of the concentration where I have to wait for that to come all the way back up to recharge point, I can just jump for free, and I can get those slow-mo shots in. Those are saving graces. And I used that same tactic when I was in what is that? Immortal Phoenix Rising. Immortal Phoenix Rising, I made a build where I essentially slowed down time and I electrocuted the shit out of you. And this is similar things are happening here, right? So, that was kind of an info dump. Started with rats. I love it. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm kind of psyched about fighting this thing. This one's going to be half health, so keep that in mind. Going back to playing in normal, remembering when I show up to this fight, this thing, well, in normal it's half health, so I'm going to assume that it's half health here as well. I'm going to assume. Maybe in ultra hard it's just going to be full health. We'll have to see how this plays out. I will be taking off my sneak armor. When I go into a known fight where I'm not going to be able to hide from anything, I'll put on different armor. I'll put on the healing, or I'll put on the shielded armor. So I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to take it to the face. So, 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Sneak to the point where I want to get to.
Fire!
And then we're going to manage, and then I'm going to switch gear.
All weapons operational. Time to get it moving, and be quick about it. No daydreaming. Soon this will be another Deathbringer to fill out the ranks.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Aaron talked about.
Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me? Again! That's too funny.
I'll try to destroy that thing first.
Oh, that's too funny.
I'll handle it.
Well, there's no point in sneaking anyone. Okay, I'm stuck. I am stuck. Oh my god, I am stuck. What the fuck? Can we get up there, please? Thank you. Can you get in there? Thank you. Okay. Let's use some herbs. so frazzled right now. What's going on, bud? You good? You fuck knuckle. You fuck knuckle. I cannot see anything. It's so shaky. They patched this. That's what they did. They fucking patched this. Get off that. I'm stuck again. God, I have no idea where I am. I am in a cave. I am in a cave. This will work.
Really hurt it.
Bro, your boss is dead. Oh, it's so nice when the screen doesn't shake.
Those things pack a punch. Alright.
No, they're just annoying.
The Eclipse officer had a focus. Let's see what's on it.
I remember these things being harder
Let's see
for
what
some
you have
reason.
to say. What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
What the hell was that? Hades? Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way inside the tower. tight, but I can...
Hold for identiscan.
One of these again.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobak. Please step inside.
Dr. Sobek, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Farrell. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
Protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to black quartz standard.
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow...
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
Now I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me, we will be exploiting a massive, opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
Looks like... So they were making machines. Then they stopped. To make other kinds of weapons? Why? Made it. Looks like the way up. What's left of it. It'll be a long way up. Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek. If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too. Toes going numb. Keep moving.
crisis that began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now, I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The Peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. And a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace. The way up. All it takes is a few good handholds. All right, made it. Wonder what we'll find. Another one of these power cells. So what do I do with it?
Did I even collect it? I don't think I collected that. I'm gonna go back up to look. I didn't see. I don't trust myself. Okay, I'm happy.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy Alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone. Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here. But they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm
Fucking
answers to now is itself.
terminology, eh?
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating,
Terminology.
Ted, it
That's
will
how
strip the Earth
corporations
bare in
always do
15
it.
months.
They fuck with the
We're
terminology.
not talking fall of civilization. We're talking
You
extinction.
get a
I get
wordsmith
it,
to work
Liz.
for your corporation.
So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
A lawyer.
You know what I mean?
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
Smith. Peacekeepers. I wonder if that's what the boys call their
Faro
tanks.
robots threatened all life on Earth. But somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final file has been recovered.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected.
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea?
At this point in time, both of these two do not understand what cloning is. So keep that in mind. This is how deep the loss of information has gone, and what even silence has been able to retrieve. So, you're only gonna figure this out at the very end of the story. They end up telling you that she's an actual copy. This also goes back to like that last segue where they where what's his face obliterated everybody and wiped out all information. So like nothing existed except for whatever's lying around for some strange reason. So we've got like, well, I guess what could be added up is that they're like cell phones, right? You have somebody's personal data laying around, and you've managed to pick up a phone that has no password on it. That's essentially what this is. That's what that earpiece in her face is. So there's limited data. And again, that goes back to why Silence kept Hades at the end. Because there's still much to learn. And all of this, and now Silence knows that all of this information now no longer exists anywhere but inside of Hades. Or inside of Gaia. And see, here's what I don't understand. Is why wouldn't, unless you're unless you have evil intent. That's the thing. The only reason you keep Hades around is because you have evil intent. Otherwise, you could have gotten your information from Gaia. But I think Silence wants instant gratification. It could also be chalked up to instant gratification. So you're willing to take the risk for the reward. I don't know. To me, keeping Hades seems a tad on the evil side. You don't keep an evil virus around that can wipe out the world. Like that's, I mean, we do it all the time. Hence the reason why we're in the situation that we are in right now in real life. But, and I think it's kind of foolish to say that we have the ability to control these things when there's obvious proof that there isn't. I'm going to say there's obvious proof that there isn't. I mean, it's not. We obviously can't control these things. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no real control method for these things. So to even think that there's a whole bunch of like quote unquote politics that's involved in what's happening here. But yeah, on the control method, there's no real control method. And I think that's the main issue here. It's a resistance, it's not a full immunity. This is stretching a little. This is stretching a little outside of the game, but it goes back. I can't wait for the second game to come out so that we can find out what Silence is actually about. Because again, to claim something is one thing. I think again, actions speak louder than words. And he hasn't been fully straightforward with our protagonist, which is this character here. 'Cause, 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 So I feel that that is in the devious realm. Anyways.
How monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
I think now attesting to his demeanor, you can read into more about what he's actually saying and what he's trying to achieve at this point. Knowing now what the story, like what at the end happens, we know now that like this person right here that we're looking at is the mastermind behind it all. This is the evil boss that we never get to fight in round one. That's essentially what this is.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Pharaoh robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is my name.
So I think at this point in time, he understands the naivety behind this character. He knows how much power he now has over her. Right? The only thing she's interested in, like her frame of mind is my mother lived 2,000 years ago, or whatever, however many years have passed. Right? And then to just, I think it's all kind of coming into play at this point in time.
Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
I never understood why these two butted heads so much.
All right, Silence. You've made your point. I came to these ruins hoping to learn more about this Elizabeth Sobek. And I have, but I still don't understand my connection to her. Or why the Eclipse is trying to kill me. Or who Hades is. No answers, just one question after another.
Exactly. Which is why it's time to expand your frame of inquiry. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Pharaoh robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
You're insufferable, you know that? Let's get on with this. Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command.
The place still exists as a ruin.
Maybe she knows that he's still hiding something. Maybe she's smart. Maybe her intuition is hot enough to figure out that, right? Because he said it himself. I've been roaming these places for decades. Decades. Okay, well, this character's what, in their 20s, maybe 30s. I don't know, mystic wisdom.
The Asaram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved. Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn. Forget the cold. Think of the sun on your skin. I've been seen.
I like using the arrows better. I thought I was gonna get like some nice little shots in with this thing, but apparently not. thanks. Keep that faith for yourself. Typically, I'll kill a Ravager. And then take the gun. Bring it over here and kill those things with the gun. You can just light the cats on fire.
That'll help. Gonna need this. That'll help.
guys would be a hell of a lot more secure out of that zone. But it's too bad. It's too bad everything has a limit. Come on, get a move on. Doesn't even fucking matter at this point. I don't ever, because at this point in time, cauldrons aren't even a thing, right? I'm probably gonna skip the cauldrons. If I didn't need it before, I don't need it now. Mount repair plus. I mean, here's the thing about mount repair and why it's the last thing on my list. I take my mount into battle and for some reason it just gets shit kicked. And then when the battle's done, I whistle and it comes back. Comes back full life. Or enough so that I can ride it. So what's the point? If I can constantly call my mount back when it's dead, this is irrelevant. I would get that the machine repair is kind of a cool thing, but again, the machine that you override doesn't follow you to the next area. Just like the machine normally has its field of engagement and it can't leave that, your machine, say for your mount, are required to follow those same directions. So you're never going to get a sawtooth that wanders down the map with you. I've never seen it happen. In fact, it just fucks off down the lane and does whatever it wants once you leave the section. That's why I typically kill all the animals that I override, so I can get the goodies from them. It's just a passive meat. Like, I could have overridden that sawtooth and the sawtooth could have fought the buffalo for me, but I don't know. I've also shocked them out of fighting for me. even having this combat override for an indefinite period of time. Which means until I decide when I'm done with them. So I've knocked them out of that too, by shocking them or catching. I don't know what I did. It wasn't happy with me, and I hit it, and it turned around, and it was then like my enemy again. So now I've got to be reactional to that during a fight. So if I'm in a shitty situation and this thing now turns on me, well, now I've got something extra that I have to deal with. I like to take it out of the equation, and then I don't have to worry about it. That's kind of the way, I guess, for now. Okay, I've got to go cut down some trees, hack some trees up. I will be back in about an hour or so. Look at this fucker. Trying to eat me. Oops. Okay. That's because I'm trying to manually save by crouching. Okay. So I'll be back in about an hour to finish. I think I want to just finish this gameplay off. Okay. Anyways, ciao for now.